everyone. Welcome to the House Calls. I'm Dr. Quack, and tonight I've got a very special guest, one of the most controversial men I know in all of the promo world. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring him on, Sean Shady Mckinzie.
What's up?
What is going on?
I love your flag behind you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Definitely. I get a lot of compliments on that. It's a great thing. But thank you for coming on here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Definitely. I want to go down some stuff here. I want to talk about some timetable things that kind of happened back in the days. I want to talk about HSP Hotter Than Hell,
Okay.
where you were going for the Pure Heart Championship against the current champion at that time, Toaster Dqhc. Tell me what was going through your mind.
I mean, I wanted to win the Pure Heart Championship, first off. Second off, whenever I see Toaster, it's almost like looking at me to a certain point, you know, as far as like how he used to make wrestling videos in his basement, and to see, you know, someone like that in e-fetting, like, you know, I respected Toaster. And I knew that Toaster could take a little jab, you know what I'm saying? So the jab that everyone said that I went on his page and took, it wasn't that I went on his page and took it. He put it on his page, yes, but it showed up on my feed. So it's not like I went looking for it, you know? And so I took the little jab, and whether that got me the win or not, I mean, I don't know, but I respect Toaster Dqhc. I'm couldn't be more privileged of who I took the belt from, and I couldn't be more privileged of who took it off of me.
Yeah, you definitely had some competition there on the other side of that when you ended up losing it to Old School. Definitely two great matches. You know, that week for you, you know, what was very interesting, to say the least. How did you handle all that? You had a lot of things come out.
I mean, the same way I handle everything else, man. I mean, I don't let too much get to me. You know, I do what I do, and it's either going to strike or it's not. And when it does, it strikes. And not everybody agrees with Shady's methods at times, you know, and that's to be expected, you know, because not everyone's the shady villain like me. So someone's got to do it.
Definitely. I mean, you've been doing this for what, 20 years?
25 plus years, man.
25
and all different forms.
Yeah, I mean, you started back, I guess, during the AOL days, where
the magazine. They'll mail in. You would mail in a few moves and the wrestler you picked, and yeah, it's come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, now we're doing videos. Now people are cutting promos and being their characters and stuff. So, I mean, the big difference for me, like mindset-wise, this is what I'm curious on, between Toaster Dqhc and Old School. What was the mindset there? Was there a big difference? Ooh, you still with us?
Yeah, I was thinking, say I don't know what happened there, but
it's okay. No, I was just talking about the mindset between when you were taking on Toaster, going for the title, and defending it against Old School.
That's definitely two different approaches, for sure. I would say when I'm going after a title, I'm more aggressive than when I'm defending it.
Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did it blow your mind that he had a title made up just like yours?
That was probably, I love that, man. Like that I've never seen anyone do that particular thing, you know what I'm saying, that happened in our match. And it was definitely the way he beat me, like it was truly beautiful, you know what I mean? Like, not too many people that play this game, and it's a game.
It is.
Will put forth that kind of dedication. And to me, someone that puts forth that kind of dedication and money into something, it shows heart and soul, pun intended. But it shows you love this game and you love what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, I wouldn't have wanted anyone else in heart and soul at the time to take that title off me but Old School.
Yeah, I mean, as you see Old School on here saying you were one of his favorite opponents, And,
he was definitely one of mine.
and pure respect to Shady from myself. That's what
We'll
it's
see each other again very soon in Defiance.
Oh, wow. Going to Defiance now. Are you in Defiance?
Yeah.
Have they started their first show yet?
It's January. I know, gosh, it's in the beginning of January. They just posted it today on their page. The first two shows. I don't have that info right in front of me, so forgive me, Toaster.
Do you have a match already lined up, or?
Let's see here. I got all that wrote down somewhere.
Yes, this man promos everywhere and then some.
Let's see. Yeah, I have to keep notes. Week 1 in Madison Square Gardens in the main event, Shady Mckinzie versus Steele.
Oh, wow. You get to take on Josh Steele. That's a familiar opponent to you, isn't it?
Well, we were supposed to. Here's the thing with that. We were supposed to fight for that Revolution title that I won. But he wasn't able to really show up. So that's how I ended up winning and getting that championship. So this is kind of like a rematch of a match that never happened, in my opinion. But I'm looking forward to it. Week 2, I'm facing Masters of Illusions.
Oh, Masters. Okay.
Week 3, I'm facing Elijah McFly. Week 4, I'm facing Old School.
So you've got a lot of, familiar.
And I forgot to write down the week 5 and 6. They did that last night too, and I just haven't wrote it down yet. So,
well, welcome there, Brett Jacobs. Definitely glad you're here.
Thanks for sharing.
You got a lot of familiar opponents that you're fighting right there in 4 weeks. But I'm just curious. Oh, here we go. Bronx plurals everything. Okay. List Halverson.
At least he understood what I was doing.
So here's a question for you, because you talk about those 4 weeks there. There's guys that you have faced or should have faced or you were very familiar with. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like there is a big, how do you call it? Like similarities in opponents, like you're fighting them in one spot, you're fighting them in another spot, you're fighting them in this spot. Do you feel like that's a lot of that what happens in the promo world?
From my perspective, yes, because I'm in a lot of places. I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So it's even if I'm not active in a company, I'm probably there.
You're probably there,
and watching and paying attention. And when it, like I said, when it's time to strike, it's time to strike. There's a moment. Timing is everything, in this game, and the longer you play this game, the more you learn about how to really go about certain things. Sometimes you get the wool pulled over your eyes. You know what I mean? Then that's just the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the real industry too. So
definitely. So you're going from here. You're going from running all over the world and doing a lot of promo stuff all over different regions and things like that. And now you're running SME. Am I right on this?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about SME, because I'm curious. It's something that's out of most people's bubbles. I'm curious your take on it.
Social media entertainment. Look, I've played this game for a long time, and people can try to debate whether there's a war with IW or whoever, this, that, and the other. I could care less about any of that shit. Okay,
is there a war with you and IW?
As much as no, I was in IW for a short reign. Josh Byers joined Heresy with IW for a short period of time. We went to the Omega brand. We said we weren't going to be second-rate bitches to nobody, and so we all left and went back to Heresy and said fuck IW. And I only went because I was a part of Heresy, and damn, I'm a team player. You know what I mean? So damn, I wasn't just going to back down. But I've been saying fuck IW from the first time I stepped foot 3 years ago back into this game, because they apparently have done a lot of people wrong. They just want to take over companies and put their IW brand in front of it. That's not what social media entertainment is about. I want to make social media entertainment the place where if you have an eFed company, come do your live show. Come put your even if you don't want to do it live on my page and you want to do it on yours, that's fine. Come share it with social media entertainment. I want to get e-fetting out there to the world under one roof, and it's got nothing to do with trying to make. It's not about you; it's about me. And when I say that, like, I don't mean it like an entity, but it is. Like, if I'm ever going to leave anything upon this industry when I leave, to where it brings the community together as a whole, where if you're not even in this community and you're coming into it, you hear the name social media entertainment, that's the page you go to. You've got 100+ different companies worth of live shows that you can go down there and scroll and see what each company does. See, because everybody's got something different to offer. And everything, I don't want to say it's all good, but most of it is creative. So
Yeah. Are you seeing these comments?
I don't know anything about you, but I have mass respect for you already. Fuck out of you. Yeah, see, I mean, look, there's a lot of people that have been done wrong, by that company. And I'm not trying to bury any company. I'm not trying to, if I want Heart and Soul show on social media entertainment, I'm not trying to take over Heart and Soul. I'm not trying to put SME in front of Heart and Soul's name like SME Presents. You want to do that? Hey, that's fine. SME was birthed and it kind of went in a bunch of different directions without me even doing anything. All right. And I'm taking back hold of my baby, and I'm going to make it what it's meant to be. And if anyone doubts me, man, like it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, Josh Byers doubts me, and he thinks that he's going to maintain that EWN World Heavyweight Championship against me this weekend. Well, I've got some bad news for him, because when I win that EWN World Heavyweight Championship, I'm going to take it and bury it and make it the SME World Heavyweight Championship. And it's going to be a real championship where the true top people from all the companies can come and compete for that and have something to hold. And it's going to be the best title in the goddamn business, man. I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to ask a question. Here's from A-List Alverson. With over 700 titles to your credit, which one have you won the most and how many?
Cool. I would say home of professional wrestling, HOPW. Dominic Rybolt ran this company, and it was written. And then I started bringing in video promos and introduced a lot of people to that. Other than that place, I would have to say Lethal Zone Wrestling. It's run by Jeffrey Romans. It's kind of a written fed. He has been putting championships on me for years, man, that I haven't had to do nothing for. So I probably won titles there. There's probably about 100 titles, that did I really do anything for them? No, I didn't have to, so, but I won them.
Definitely. I mean, you got a little interest here, talking. We may need to go check out this place, SME. Now, you guys when are you planning on running shows?
Well, the first show was supposed to be Heresy, but Josh Byers has backed out of the SME agreement that he wanted to have. I get it.
Okay.
He wants to do his eFed TV thing. That's what he does. eFed TV presents Heresy. I'm all for that. I compete there. I got brothers and sisters there for life. But
I don't know who this is. Facebook user, your name's not showing.
I think that's Tomster, maybe.
Oh, that's Tomster? Okay. His name's not showing. Okay.
Because he said Masters earlier, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Could be somebody different, but I got lost.
But go ahead. I apologize. Yeah.
I done forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the breakup between you and Josh Byers on the agreement.
Oh yeah, well, like he didn't. We weren't moving fast enough, according to him. And like I said, it wasn't because it was in a bunch of different directions, and it was like, wait, hold up, now I had to pull back the reins a little bit.
Somebody's pretty mad at you here. I don't know if you know a Richard Dolph.
Man, I know. Isn't that Gringo?
I don't know. I'm saying
maybe have a cop burger. Who knows? I mean, a lot of people use fake profiles in eFetting, so
that does happen. I mean, it makes me very curious on that.
Yeah, dude, I've been.
Whoa, he's back. You back?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, when is the first SME show?
Well, now apparently it's probably going to be the SM or the SWA GWF combined pay per view at the beginning of the year. I think it's January the 19th.
Okay.
And that will be the first show presented on SME, as far as I'm concerned, right now. Unless other things happen between here and then. So.
Oh, you're in trouble. That was not Tonstradamus.
No, Mama. Oh man, sorry.
Oh, you're in trouble. She is watching.
I'll send you some Monopoly Go cards after the show.
Here you go. Oh, this is a tough question here. Old school. What worst place you've ever promoted? Excuse me.
IW. Fuck that place.
What is so bad about IW?
I can't believe I gave them a piece of my talent and time.
I've never seen any of their shows. What exactly is bad about them?
David Jones.
Okay. Why David Jones?
Dan Ness.
Management
Nicholas Ryan, Diane Gonzalez. I mean, you want me to keep? I'll keep going. I mean, I got no shame in my game. Fuck them all, man. They're a bunch of pieces of shit. They know it, and they try to compete in this game and put on this fake facade. And it's like people really see you for who you really are. Whether you can put on a show all you want to every day of the week, but unless you're good at it or unless you mean it, don't mean shit.
This is facts. A-list Alphas here. Presenting a good show is harder work than people want to do.
It really is, man. And I've spent the last 3 years, competing, and I'm really going to start backing away from competing in a bunch of places. And really put forth my creative efforts behind SME. And, the first year, learning curves, man, just like anything else, man, but I'm going to get there,
Yeah, we've all been there, bro. Promo in places we probably wasted time in.
Yeah. And yeah, the only company I would ever wish to bury in this business would be IW. So.
IW seems to be the hated one there. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I've never watched any of their shows, so I don't really have an opinion on it. But I want to ask you something outside of that. What is the biggest...
I really got nothing against anybody personally over there. You know what I mean? But fuck IW.
Jesus. Biggest problem.
It is what it is.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. I'm going to ask this one here. Brett Jacobs here. Top 3 biggest losses.
Oh, man.
You get a lot of good questions out of this crowd.
I know, man. That's like stuff I hadn't thought about. You know what I mean? Ralph Swagger, Ralph Limbrick, he's over in SWA and GWF and a bunch of other places. He was in this game whenever I came into Facebook. We came across each other at one point in time. I think it was an HOPW maybe, or LZW. I can't remember. But we brought out the competitive spirit in each other. You know what I mean? So I think one of the first loss I took against him was probably my toughest, because it really created Shady Sean Mckinzie at that point. 2 more. Oh, see, losses the past couple of years haven't really meant that much, because now I'm like, I know when I've put forth my best efforts, and I know when I've not. And every time I've lost, I didn't really put forth my best efforts.
Okay. Oh,
and that's not saying anything against the opponents who won against me. It's just saying I know I didn't do my best that week.
That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes
after 20-something years, man, it's hard to be creative some weeks. When you've told every story there is to be told and you've fought people 10 times, it's like, yeah, you stand on a top, bitch.
Here you go. Here's one more for you. What's the best lesson you learned from a loss?
Humility. I learned how not to take things personally. Don't take it to heart, man. It's just words. It's just a game. I just said it. I can't believe you did it. It's like Eminem said. People compare me to Eminem because of the Shady name all the time. It's got nothing to do with him, man. It was a nickname given to me by friends. I won't go into any details, but it had nothing to do with Eminem. But it is what it is. He just said it. He didn't know if you do it or not. And I do the same shit. You know, someone's gonna say just that right thing one day, you know, that gets to you. Well, I'd rather you deal with it here on stream, so that way when it does happen face to face, maybe you don't react and you know the way you shouldn't, you know, because sometimes you really get your ass beat in this world, you know. So be careful how you approach some people.
Very much so. I'm curious, biggest problem you see in the promo world?
Drama in the comment section.
Like during a live show or a YouTube show?
Live shows and stuff's fine, man. I mean, you want it on the live shows, you know, leave it off but I mean, that's what feeds this game, you know, to a certain point. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is. You know, it's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
You get your good and your bad.
Oh, here you go. Here's a couple more fun ones for you. Black or white strap on the Pure Heart title? Had to ask.
White strap.
White strap, it looks better.
I like a lot of people are going to say women's title, you know, for that, but I grew up in a time when the white strap had nothing to do with women's championships. It was the WWF title, I think, wasn't it? Or no, it was the Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental by Warrior, yeah, Warrior had that.
Yeah, she had a purple one, a yellow one, a white one. So that's where that would come in with me. You know, there's too many black straps out there.
It's the standard color, I think. But here you go. Here's one more for you. For the reals, you still do impressions?
I'm not as good at it as I used to be. But I wasn't that good at it back then. Someone dared me to. I think there's a footage on YouTube. Maybe an audition for America's Got Talent. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What did you do?
Just a couple of impressions. They don't come across the same on screen as they do in person. Like,
can you give me one?
You're them damn boys that's been whacking off in my tool shed. Mr. Anderson from Beavis and Butthead. Same dude that does King of the Hill. Let me tell you something about propane, Bobby. Used to be able to do Pee Wee Herman. I can't do him no more. You know, I guess my voice ain't the same. I don't know.
That's got to be a little harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
practice makes perfect at anything, man. You know, you watch somebody long enough, you're gonna mirror them. You know, in every aspect. You don't realize it, but you do it.
You definitely do. I'm going to ask you a couple professional wrestling questions. Actually, first,
good question, A-List. That was a good one. I like that one.
He always asks the good ones. He does. He really does. So, are you a WWE fan, an AEW fan, or all around, or how does it work?
I'm a wrestling fan, man.
You're a wrestling fan.
Growing up, I have three natural, or how do you even say that? I have three sisters, biological sisters, I guess, you know, through my mom and dad. My mom and dad got divorced. My dad got remarried, and she had 4 sons. So not with my dad, but she had 4 sons. But they were my stepbrothers. I grew up around them, man. And all of them worked for WCW Wrestling. One drove an 18-wheeler, one set up the ring, one wrestled. I can't remember what the other one did. But I used to get to go to all the shows for free. So I grew up around, like, going backstage with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Flair and Sting. And I was a little kid, man, you know, like 6, 7, 8 years old. And it only lasted a few years. I remember one time going to an event with my stepbrother. They went to a bar, took me with them. I was underage. I didn't drink or anything, but they took me with them because I went with them. But Flair and Sid Vicious and somebody else got into a knife fight at the bar, and cops showed up. My dad had to come pick me up, and I never got to go to another wrestling event with my stepbrothers again. So that's I'm not quite sure exactly what happened that night, but I know Sid Vicious and a knife was involved. So, which one was unlucky? All of them, because they weren't me.
Yep, Arnstad stabbed. Yeah, he stabbed him. He did. Arn Anderson did stab him. Jesus.
Apparently, I don't know. It was at. I was told it was the Palomino Bar in Chattanooga, Tennessee, because that's where it's not there today, so I don't know if that's where it was. I've heard different stories, but
yeah, that was a very interesting story. They said what 12 times he got stabbed.
I don't remember. I just remember down like my stepbrother grabbing me and running out, and cops were already there, and I was just sitting back enthralled by being around a bunch of wrestlers. You know what I mean? At that age, like I was mesmerized. You know, like they were gods to me at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
Yeah,
I can imagine, man. Geez, yeah, being that age. But here, speaking of starstruck, CM Punk returning to the WWE. How do you feel about that? Because there's a lot of opinions. Some love it, some hate it.
Yeah, I look, as far as a money grab, he's good for it. You know what I mean? You know, when you're in the entertainment business, you know, you got to pay attention to where your money is. And at the time, it's a good money grab. Go look at the numbers. Trust me, it's over 6 figures. And, you know, just in t-shirt sales. All right. People don't get that overnight, you know. That's a fan following. When you have a fan following, they will follow you to the end of the earth. And that's what his fans are. I mean, they're diehards. You know,
they are. You can't say
I'm a diehard AJ Styles fan. You know,
right.
So
that might happen. AJ Styles, CM Punk. Would you like to see that match?
I don't want to see CM Punk face nobody.
He's now in the Royal Rumble.
I mean, I'd rather see him go face David Jones than IW.
Jesus.
That way I ain't got to watch it.
God. Daniel Bryan now fining people. How do you feel about that on the AEW's perspective? For minor ticky-tacky bullshit.
Look, a lot of people love this business. And to them, it's not a business, it's a lifestyle. To someone like Daniel Bryan, I see it as a lifestyle. You know, I think there are some backdoor politics with AEW and WWE. That's about as, you know, I think there's a lot of connections that are behind closed doors where talent has been exchanged and will be further exchanged in the future. Competition is good. Remember that. And Vince ain't stupid. Vince has been there. Triple H has been there.
Yeah,
I don't think AEW was built on its own by Cody and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Tony Khan, you know, or whatever that Khan's name is.
All right, here we go. Royal Rumble pick. Who you got winning the Rumble? Can you make a pick now? You got about a whole month plus.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso. Wow, that's the first one on the show. Okay. We'll be asking that throughout on these, I'm sure. All right. Favorite match professional wrestling and your favorite match promoing?
Favorite match professional wrestling. Oh, man, that's a good one. Probably Sting versus Rick Rude at Clash of the Champions for the U.S. Championship.
That was a good match.
That match will always stick out in my brain, man. Like, just a classic, you know, like, really helped. I don't know, I was just such a young fan, you know, of wrestling at that time, man. So, huge Sting fan. Sting's probably my favorite, definitely.
Okay.
Best match in E-Fetting.
Yeah, there we go. What's your favorite match?
Oh. That's a tough question, man. Like, that's putting me on the spot.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Who do you make happy? Whose ego do I feed right now besides my own? You know, like, damn. No one's. I don't think it's happened yet, man.
It hasn't happened yet. Okay. Any advice?
Wink, 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 wink.
Oh, it could.
But yeah, if you know, you know.
Uh-oh. Well, we'll have to stay tuned for that. Any advice for promo artists or promo runners?
Love what you do, man. Be happy with what you do. Don't listen to all the negativity. Uh, even from people like me, you know what I mean? Like I play a bad guy, you know, I'm pretty good at it. Um, it's in my nature, you know. I was in the military. I've seen a lot of things people haven't seen in this world. Um, and you just, I don't know. I think once you reach a certain level in life, man, you quit letting certain things get to you, and you just let it go over. You know what I mean? Like the further you feed into something, you know, the more life it's going to give it, you know? So fuck you, IW. Wink,
and, on,
wink, bitch.
and on that note, thank you, Sean Shady McKenzie, for coming on here. I'm Dr. Quack.
It's not about you. It's about me.
My next guest coming up on Friday, Anthony Caimano. He is the director of the Friday the 13th Blood Loss film that's coming out here. Make sure you tune in for that. I'm Dr. Quack. I'll see you next time.